Here we are for the top-up show. That was an early start there by the old Leinster.
False start, but
Paul Daly's been kind enough to join us, and he joins us every week. And g'day, Mark Lamble.
Good on the lounge. Glenn back from somewhere.
Yeah,
we missed you yesterday, Glenn. But the best bit about this top-up show is that we get to run through the card with you today.
Oh, okay. Well, that's exciting, Mark. Beautiful day here at Randwick. Perfect weather. Looking forward to a great day's card.
Rail back in the true, first time since Doncaster Day. We haven't raced here for 4.5 weeks. Paul, what are we saying about the track?
Oh, look, I'm sort of leaning towards maybe a couple of on the inside, but I'm not going to sort of label it at this stage. And I think you just approach it that it's probably going to be a fair track. Horses can run on and pace dependent. And at this stage, I'll be sort of treating it fairly benign.
Okay. Race 1, this favourite continues to firm now into evens, the Autumn Sun. Mickey Blue Eyes some morning support into $6.50. And Whiteley met with some support yesterday, 10 into 8. Glenn, it's an interesting favourite to kick off with. It's Waller's only favourite for the day. He's now used to winning 5 races on a program, so yeah. I suppose there'll be high expectations for this one.
I suppose, but I'd say his major goals north in Queensland. He was primed up with the Waller Cash and the Stable Cash to win that race. Today's the one day feeling of getting beat, maybe.
Okay, Paul, what do you say about the price of this one?
Closer to 5 for 2, Mark. I can't possibly entertain it. It's certainly a favourite, and I'm suggesting it's the most likely winner, but couldn't get entertained at that price. Mickey Blue Eyes, a bit of money for it, as you mentioned. They're going to go forward on it with the blinkers on.
Yeah.
They've announced, so that perhaps justifies that move. Although, you know, it is a bit short. Whiteley is a horse that interests me. I think it'll be on the bunny today and won't be missing the kick. So
can't have done any more Whiteley, can it?
Yeah, can't have. Look, I think
great run first up. Sensational.
It'd be great if we could get $10 back. I'm sure we could possibly do that, or
maybe.
Don't know.
Interesting race, a deep race, I think.
I liked Whiteley a lot. If Cotier wasn't trained by Gerald Rainfall from this time in, I'd be all over it too. But
yeah,
really,
wrong lane the other day.
Really like looking 6.
Race 2, we get to the bottom of this Richard Freedman trained Fontaine, which has seen no real action overnight. Northern Lights, the Ben Smith hot trainer from Newcastle. She's 13 into $9. Glenster, what's the first blush about this favourite from you?
What do you mean the first blush?
Well, I mean, you saw the field, you saw the race, you go, Fontaine.
I've only seen it on the tapes, haven't seen it in real life. I don't get the Kembla anymore. Looked to dominate, but like you said, did it do anything? Coming back in 200 concerns me. Want to get a good look into the Mounting Yard Bar, and you won't be able to breathe without my thoughts there.
Paul, the favourite, where does it sit with you?
Oh, look, I'm around the sort of 13 to 8, 7 to 4 mark, and it's
into bed or just, you know,
I'd be wanting to get a 2 to 1 plus for me to sort of get interested. I thought Aurea was probably the main chance to perhaps beat it, and a few of the others it's double figure odds for me, but they're a bit shorter than that in the market.
7 last start winners of the 9. I think it's an interesting race.
Bit of interest there for Touching for me. It's a stable.
Yeah, last man standing sort of thing.
Yeah, a little bit. And I like that stable coming back in distance, not going up in distance.
Race 3, the looks a fairly soft mares race. My colleagues were hard against Zonk on the previous show yesterday. Does that mean she'll blow, or is it a case of nowhere going anywhere? Sasa Gaboro is 7 or 2 into 3 to 1 overnight.
A tricky race. My interest in the race, I'm against Zonk too. I can't think about it. I mean, we'll get $6, won't it? Price it.
$3.50.
I hope it gets the $6, mate.
But you don't think it's a 5 to 1 chance?
No, I've got a favourite.
Okay.
I'm keen to bet, and
bit of milk drinking in it there now.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, the tongue tie. Interesting with the tongue tie going on this one. So I just wondered, and it raced a little bit keen on the tapes the other day. So I'm just wondering it might choke down. So you know, I know that they haven't announced that.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I'm sort of saying I'd like to see some support.
Well, I think the thing is that it's one of only 2 horses in the race that's had a recent city run. Hit and Annandale Lass.
A little bit interested from me, Mollyfield, guys. Mollified, number 6. I like this trial, and if you look at its last runs, whilst they're not wins, every winner of that race is Siren's Fury, Jaunty, Pecans, Hillary Step, and Noir. Like, they're 5.
It's a good set.
It's a good set of horses to beat. This is a weak race.
The Highway, Fallerina resuming without a trial, but 2 from 3 out wide last prep. She's $4 into $3.60. She knows still favourite. Of
on the
course,
blow a bit there.
well, she meets a
62
Lala Brook
and a half.
8 kilos worse for their clash here last October. Paul, what want to play this race or not?
She knows I've got favourite about 2-1 mark, just under. He wears concussion plates. I don't like backing horses.
Aren't you doing well defined at 2-1, given it's got the 62.5?
It's got the big weight.
They're the figures. I mean, it's weight adjusted. So look, these aren't strong. I mean, Hit and Fallerina look the two main hopes with Lala Brook, the other sort of hope. But I think what about the $5? It's a bit short.
These will be cold the race.
It's a bit of a yucky race.
Race 5, speaking of yucky, we've got, after all that, as favourite, the touch of money for Veladero with Kathy off there. But here are the milk drinkers here, Grant.
Kathy did the job during the week there on the $1.40 chance, getting it beat.
Thursday at Hawkesbury, Monsieur Sisu.
Gotta love Kathy, she's the best.
Can you take a position here,
And for
Paul?
the people that don't watch the show, that means she's not the best.
Yeah, I could be interested in Bastia.
Straight in the front, maybe?
Yeah.
Gun.
Big jockey switch, and we'll find the leader, I believe, and yeah, it's one that could interest me, but it's a bit yucky as well.
It's a very yucky, tricky race. After all, that seemed to get in the right lane up there, and like that Country Cup was almost a highway race.
It is a highway race. You've got to have so many runs in the country.
Must have been Bastia to beat Philosophy, and I did notice that awful Dubai in style comes back in distance and goes from Kathy to Michael Walker. That's nearly enough
Another
to throw
Kathy off.
Another reason to throw something on.
The 3-year-old staying race, the prelude to the Derby, and Live and Free has been smashed. It's now nearly even. It's just a shade of odds against $2.05. So obviously nothing else doing in this largish field where Waller's got a ton of them, but not the favourite.
Interesting race, isn't it? Like it's coming up an $8 SP with that profile and a PR to boot.
Who backs these horses to these prices?
Well, they're morals, aren't they? That's what Gord would say.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, they're going to go back from the gate, I believe.
Looks like to be an average spot. The shortest I could be in this race is like 5 to 2.
I'm about just under 2-1, so 15 away, 2-1.
Is there an obvious play at the current prices, Paul?
All two Williams sort of did a pretty good job the other day. Worked early, and it's going to be fitter for the run. They're certainly going to bring it on that fast run race. So second up on the speed, assuming the pattern's favouring those types of horses, then it's something like that.
Yeah, well, I was looking at Merivale and Savvy Ken away from the favourite. Obviously, the favourite's got a great chance, but there's poison odds at the moment. Yet again, in the other staying race, our Century, $3.50 yesterday, $2.15 today.
What's going on overnight? Everyone's
Well,
on the punt.
another moral, is it?
Is it? You're always talking riddles here, Mr. Lamorne. A bit 14's
It was a good win. It sat wide on a day where there was
stable flying.
disadvantage to do it. The stable's going enormous, but it is up to 2,400 as Randwick. Once again, I'm probably 15 away.
The 2,400 metre pearl in this race is the roughie of the race.
That's
In
right.
Lambourne, like a bet.
There's only one.
It's only the one.
I couldn't have it, but maybe Ecuador and Naval Warfare.
Well, Naval Warfare's into 13 to 4. Like it was 30s last week.
Yeah, exactly. Well, not that I got 20s, but I'm a bit sick about that. But
Just a race, guys.
Ecuador, is he in the chair or not? Paul, I think you're
I keep
going.
saying
you're
he's in
making
the
case.
chair.
I'm not saying he is. They went about 6.8 lengths fast to the 800 the other day, so it didn't look like it was going that quick. But it's difficult to sort of line up time over that sort of section. But I'm not saying it's gone. Look, it's one that certainly I could back.
The penultimate, an interesting resumer here for the Snowdens. I thought so. Left the David Fife yard into the Snowdens. 2XS has been firm as well, and Pecan's his third pick. Glenn, have you got?
Look, they look, they look to have great chances. 2XS and the stable change. Obviously, they're two good horses, but I thought so. It's a little bit of a milk drinker too, I'd have to say. But Perazada interests me there outside the market there. Number 11.
Paul?
Yeah, look, I got 2XS favourite around the 7-2 mark. I thought so is probably just the snow changed and sort of bringing that support. That was a good win by 2XS, but I mean it wasn't the better going, so I couldn't take 3-1, which is I think the better is now.
All right, so we'll have to wait on the betting there. And the last looks a gold bike race. The interest in the last is the fact that Mapmaker has Beacon going to the lead, particularly with the scratching of Choice Lager. And the speculation on the show yesterday was, well, if it's not going to lead, do they have to go to the stewards, given it came from well back the other day?
Wow. What an absolute head F the last race is. They're all coming out of that one race, and you know, the horse that interested me out of that race was Reneged. I thought he just like had an absolute
Bye.
buy the other day, and it's a top horse. I think I beat in 3 lengths and never ever put it into the race. I'd be surprised if he got the money there, Reneged, but a tricky race, guys.
Tough race. Paul,
It is a tough race. Probably not. I'm sort of 4-1 Beacon, and they will go forward, I suspect. So.
Right. Okay. Sparky Lad is $10 into 650. That's the mover in the last. It's
A mover and shaker in a tough race. Look, if you want to get involved with us at Racing Rant, look us up. It's on the internet thing out there. It goes right on the internet. RacingRant.com.au. Email Mark or email the show. We'll get back to you. And it's always 2 weeks for free to get involved with us. And a lot of people out there love what we do, love our shows, and like to have a bet.
It's not bad. There's 3 weekly shows, 2 previews and a review called The Rant. And we've got all Sydney Metro meetings covered with a set from me and mounting yard from each of those meetings. Plus on Saturdays you get the yard mail from Brisbane and you get John Walter's set for Melbourne. So there's a lot of product there and there's a lot of vision for not very much.
Not very much. And I do appreciate all the people that sent me the nude and topless photos of the new Duchess, and after we mentioned on the rant, well actually I mentioned, when's the sex tape coming out. So that's the sort of stuff we talk about on the rant. We cover all topics.
Nothing's barred. We'll see you on Monday.
Okay, cheers.